Great back in for the video, and this time I'm here with my review for Nosferatu. I don't know why I like saying it that way, I just do. Nosferatu. Yeah, Happy New Year, by the way. I took a bit of a holiday break, as you probably could tell. It's been about a couple weeks since I've uploaded something, but, I just needed that break to recharge. It's been a little busy, but now I'm back. Alright, Happy New Year. We're gonna kick off 2025 with a bang. 2025, got a whole lot of goals, a lot of things I'm trying to achieve. Biggest thing, reaching that 1,000 subscriber mark. But let's talk about today. Let's talk about right now. Let's talk about Nosferatu, the newest Robert Eggers film, which is the remake of I believe it came out in like the early 1920s, I want to say, silent film Nosferatu, which was basically, as I've seen it described, kind of like a Dracula, a Bram Stoker's Dracula, kind of like a fan fiction, like an unlicensed, unofficial adaptation of that film, because it wasn't, or excuse me, that book, because that book wasn't in the public domain yet, so you can just go and make a, Dracula movie at the time. So they just say, hey, let's change up some names, change up the setting, and there we got Nosferatu, which, the basic premise of this movie is the same as the original. This Dr. Thomas, right, he's not a doctor, he's a real estate, right? Yeah, real estate agent, not a doctor. He goes to this castle to talk to Count Orlok, because Orlok is trying to get some property, trying to buy a castle over in Germany, right? I forgot where Orlok's place is at, but he goes over there, talks to him, signs some documents, and while he's there, he finds out that Count Orlok he's a vampire. He's creepy, tall, monstrous-looking vampire who apparently wants his wife. He's very obsessed with Thomas's wife, Ellen, played by Lily Rose Depp Thomas in this movie, played by Nicholas Hoult, who is our new Lex Luthor, by the way, when it comes to DC stuff. I'm excited for that. Orlok has his sights set on Ellen, on this dude's wife. He's gonna go there. He's gonna suck her blood, and it's just it's a horrific, scary, just unsettling time. It's funny. There's a lot of similarities between the Dracula story and this, because obviously their connection, right? It's kind of like a much better version of how 50 Shades of Grey is like a fan fiction of Twilight, right? Changed stuff around, modernized it, whatever. But this is much better. And even from the original, I was looking up changes. Even they changed up some stuff from the original movie, Nosferatu. And I want to say that this movie does a great job at putting speaking of Twilight, putting the fear back into vampires. Because I feel like over time, I don't know, maybe going back all the way to maybe Buffy and stuff like that, Angel. I feel like since then, vampires have been cool. You've had stuff like that. You've had Vampire Diaries, True Blood. You've had stuff that have made vampires cool and sexy, and you want to root for vampires and stuff. Oh, they're so cool. Yeah. This movie says no. Vampires are horrific. They are demonic. They are terrifying. They are monsters. All right. This ain't no Twilight shit. This ain't no Buffy. This ain't Angel. This is evil incarnate, and I was not ready for it. Okay, because my only experience with Nosferatu, funny enough, came from SpongeBob. You know the infamous gag. Nosferatu! I had read Bram Stoker's Dracula in college, in my last year, which was a little over a year ago. And it's very different vibe, because in that version of the story, Dracula, he doesn't look like a monster like Nosferatu does, right? He can walk around. He's very charismatic and charming and all this other stuff. He can blend in society. Sunlight doesn't even bother him. It's just a minor inconvenience. But all throughout this film, there's no charisma. There's no oh, it's just a normal dude. No, this is a clearly terrifying, monstrous looking dude who for the first 10, 15, for the first few times that you see him, he's very much kept in the shadows. He's pulled back so that you can't really get a good look at his face. I was trying to lean forward, and you couldn't get a really good look at him, but you could tell obviously they show a lot of his fingers. You see in the poster his long fingers. Man needs a pedicure. Them nails, jeez. He's just like very, you can tell, very decrepit the way he like carries himself. So he's always just like, he's breathing like he's got tuberculosis or something. And I just want to say Bill Skarsgård, who plays Nosferatu, does an amazing job. Completely unrecognizable in the voice and the makeup. Obviously, the makeup, you expect they're going to doll him up so that you can't tell it's him. But the voice was the biggest thing, because I've become a big Bill Skarsgård fan over the years, and I've seen a lot of his stuff. And I was really listening. I'm like, can I hear Bill Skarsgård? Can I hear Pennywise? Can I hear him at all? I couldn't hear anything about Bill in there, and that was a great performance. Fantastic performances all around from Nicholas Hoult, especially from Lily Rose Depp, who my only experience with her was in The Idol, that terrible show she did with The Weeknd. But even in that, she was really good. She was really good at showing like different emotional states in like a short amount of time. There's like a scene in that series where like she goes through a bunch of different emotions for like a photo shoot, from like crying to happy to like sad and all this other stuff. And there's a lot of that in this film with like everyone. A lot of people go through different emotions, but Lily Rose Depp I thought was great. Like even though she was pretty good in that show, I was not coming into this expecting, oh, she's gonna give like a masterclass performance, but she did. All right, she did. She's got the acting chops. She's like the standout of this film, and especially with like her physical acting, because there's a lot of like possession type stuff that happens in this film. Like walking into this film with the little bit that I knew about the Dracula story and the very minute amount of stuff I knew about Nosferatu, I was just expecting creepy vampire stalks this girl that he wants to suck. All right, and that's it. But no, this goes into like demonic possessions. Like his connection to her is demonic, and like he's like across the country or whatever, across the continent, and like causing her to have these like demonic exorcist spasms. And it was just like that type of stuff bothers me. All right, it could just be, I'm a Christian man, I'm a man of faith, and demonic possessions stuff, that stuff gets to me. It's like when it comes to horror, that's the stuff I least like. I don't watch that stuff. I've never seen The Exorcist. Don't ever plan on seeing The Exorcist. So when it comes to demonic possessions and stuff like that, it always gets me. And this one got me good. Every time it happened, I was just like, oh, this is like, I was just like, oh, it was so unsettling. It was so creepy. It was a real masterclass in terms of horror. And I got to give Robert Eggers some credit. He did a real good job with this film. Not just with obviously directing the actors and how to move and stuff, all that, but like the different shots this was filmed, like kind of old school. Like the film grain, you could tell the color, the contrast. It was all chef's kiss. The use of lighting and shadows, especially like a big thing with this movie is like Nosferatu in like shadows. Like I think in the trailer there's that shot of like his hand like outstretching over like the entire city, like the village, which is a big shadow. There's a very big emphasis on shadows, and they are used to perfection in this film. I think the only gripe I have about this film is like the passage of time. It's kind of weird. I feel like it doesn't really specify how long Thomas was with Nosferatu. Where like it felt like watching it was just like a couple days, few days, but it might have been longer than that, because time we see him next, he has like a beard, like a full beard. I'm just like, what happened? How long has he been gone? What's been going on? That's like the big knock in this film is the passage of time for me. But other than that, really enjoyed it. It was a film that I didn't know if it was going to keep my attention, because I've only ever seen one other Robert Eggers movie, and that was The Northman. And I didn't even finish that movie because I want to say like first 30 minutes I kind of got bored and I checked out, and I've been planning to go and finish it for a while now. But I was going into this movie being like, is this going to keep my attention? But it did, because of the sense of dread, because of the sense of terror, because of the sense of pure evil. All right, like when Orlok is on screen, like you can't look away, because it's just like, if you're almost in that trance that like she goes into sometimes. You're just like just staring at him, just like, oh my god. So, right, good job Robert Eggers, good job everyone acting wise in this film. Special shout out to Willem Dafoe as not Van Helsing. I forgot his character's name, but he's the the fake Van Helsing from the original. He did a pretty good job. Love Willem Dafoe. And I just want to say, man, grade wise, I'd give this a solid, like, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars. I think that's a fair assessment. Will I watch this anytime soon? Probably not, because this is not my cup of tea. You know, in terms of, like, again, some of that demonic possession stuff, and this is very, also a lot of sexual stuff, which is just, when it comes to vampires, inherently is like sexual nature, but there's like so much, like, just like, is she having an orgasm right now? Like what is she doing? Like, she's having dreams. Like, is Orlok over in his castle over yonder? Is he like inside right now? What's happening right now? It's weird. It's weird at times, unsettling a lot of times. But hey, I give it a good old thumbs up, man. Thumbs up for Nosferatu. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Have you seen Nosferatu? Let me know your grades, your ratings for Nosferatu. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me out to reach 1,000 subscribers this year. I tried to get it. I kind of started a little late last year, but hey, beginning of the year, let's push to 1,000. Okay, so hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video or go live, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.